Hi, Future Apollo here. If you don't want to have to listen to me ramble for 13 minutes about the Dream Theater songs, you can skip to the end and you can see the full tier list. So yeah, enjoy the video.
Hello and welcome to my Dream Theater tier list. We're going to be ranking all the Dream Theater albums because they are my favorite band and because I've gotten several DMCA strikes from them on streams. I'm not monetized, so it doesn't really matter, but that's how much I love them. I'll just legitimately get my streams taken down just to listen to them while I'm gaming. So, this is unscripted and I have nothing more to say, so let's just get right into it. It's going to be ranked like a normal tier list, and we're going to go from One Day Dreamy Night up to their latest album, so back to front. Starting out, we have One Day Dreamy Night, which is going to go into the F tier simply because, sadly, One Day Dreamy Night is just a little bit old and they weren't quite on the track that they needed to be on. The mixing isn't great, the drums are not that good sounding, and the singer just was a bit too weird, which is why they replaced him right afterwards with James LaBrie. So it's not a bad album by any means. I've never made anything as good as it, but it's going to be at the bottom of the tier list. Next up, we have Images and Words, which I'm going to put in the C tier, which is going to be highly controversial for a lot of people. And I'm putting it here because I honestly just don't really vibe with it. I mean, I enjoy putting it on when like I'm in a casual setting and I need, people to enjoy the songs that I put on in the background, but it doesn't really appeal to me particularly, and I still think the drums are not mixed as well, but the singing and the direction is definitely a lot better, so that's why I can't put it. Actually, I'll put it in B because it'd be really hard to put in C. Next up, we have Awake, and I'm gonna go put this right into S tier because I personally think that Awake is just the much better version of Images and Words. I think that the mixing is a whole lot better. The songs are a lot more directed. They're focused, and I think they sound really cool. And it's still good for a casual setting. I don't know if I have any particular songs that I can think of that I want to point out, but I just think that every track on the album sounds amazing, especially 6 O'Clock, the first one. So yeah, straight into S tier. Next up, we have Falling into Infinity, and I'm going to put this in D tier, which is a pretty common occurrence in these tier lists. It's just, the story goes they tried to sound a bit more modern and radio-centric, but they just kind of ended up failing. I listened to it and I didn't really catch myself jamming, except for a few songs. I believe the second one I had some fun with, but overall, just not that memorable. Now here's one that we can talk about. Scenes from a Memory, easy S tier. Everyone knows it's an S tier. It's the best one, probably. It's not my favorite album, but it is most certainly their best album. A great story album, follows one continuous story the entire way through, and it just sounds so good. It's so well directed, and to date it is their best directed and recorded album easily. Every single song in there is a banger. I love Overture, I love Home, I love the quiet and mellow songs like 5 and 7 and Home, but I also enjoy Finally Free, especially the drum solos at the end. No question, easy S tier. Now, 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence, a lot of people love this album. I personally just kind of didn't see it as much. The 42-minute song is probably the second best part, with the best part being the first song, which is Last Prison. I really like that song. I like it in the context of 12-Step Suite. But the album just doesn't really hit for me. I think it's just a bit too gritty, even for my taste, so I can't really rank it much higher than that. But I do think it is a overall good album. Then we have this album, which I am not forgetting the name of. It is, oh wow, Train of Thought. We have Train of Thought, and Train of Thought is, I want to say it's going into high B tier. I love As I Am. It's a great song. I love Dying Soul, and I like the grittiness. It sounds a lot more like older metal, like Metallica, and it's a great homage to all that stuff. But I personally it all just kind of meshes together. But I still do enjoy the listen a lot. So, Train of Thought going high B tier. Now Octavarium, this is going to be an easy S tier. I can't put it above Scenes from a Memory because I don't like the third and fourth song that much. I think the fourth one's okay, but the third one I really dislike. That being said, every other song in this album is an absolute masterpiece, with Octavarium probably being my favorite Dream Theater song of all time. So, yeah. Root of All Evil, The Angel Lies Within, Panic Attack, which kind of became a really big thing, and 2 songs before the last one, all that stuff, really good. So, easy S tier there. Then we have Systematic Chaos, which I'm going to put in A tier. Dark Eternal Night and Repetence are 2 of my favorite Dream Theater songs. I love them both. Repetence especially when put into the context of this 12-step suite. I love both in the Presence of Enemies parts, and the other songs in the album are also pretty good, but it's mostly those 4 that I like a lot, and God, I love them. Those songs are so good, but there was just a bit too much blend in all of it, so I can't put it higher than A tier. Black Clouds and Silver Linings is going into S tier, I think right beneath Octavarium, and that is because Black Clouds and Silver Linings is just such a hard and emotional album, I think. A Nightmare to Remember, The Count of Tuscany, Best of Times, these songs are long as shit, and they are damn right fucking amazing. I listen to them all the time. I absolutely love them. I think that some of the songs in the middle of the album are just not that great, but the songs at the edges of the album are absolutely masterful, and so I have to put it in S tier. It sounds amazing. It's great. Now, Dream Theater 2013, I thought it was okay. Some people really hate it. Some people think it's okay. I think it's okay. It's fine. It doesn't have anything special in it. It could have been better. The drums aren't mixed very well for some reason. But yeah, that's going into C tier. A Dramatic Turn of Events is going into high A because I thought this album was, and then I listened to it again, and suddenly it's like incredible. I love Build Me Up, Break Me Down. I love Bridges in the Sky especially. That's a great one. Breaking All Illusions, amazing song. I absolutely love it. So I have no regret in putting it in high A, and there's not much more to say about it. It's just an album that I thought was bad, and then I listened to it again, and I thought it was amazing. Okay, here comes the controversial one. We have The Astonishing, the most one-sided album. And by one side, I mean, like, there's one side of the community fucking hates it, and one side that loves it. I love it. I love it. I'm putting it up right here. I think The Astonishing is a passionate piece. I love some of the songs. 3 Days, there's like so many, so it's hard to name them, but 3 Days, like all the songs in the third act, and a couple of the first act ones, A New Beginning. And when you all listen to it as one large album, it just comes together and it sounds so damn cool. And it's a bit corny, but when you know the story, it just flows so well, and I like the play sort of feel to it. So it's going into high A. All right, Distance Over Time is going to go. I'm putting it up here. Distance Over Time, I think, is an absolutely incredible album. It's the first one that I like really fell in love with besides Scenes from a Memory. Untethered Angel, Paralyzed, Pale Blue Dot especially, At Wit's End, Room 147, and Viper King, the bonus track. All of these are absolute fire. It's like Doom if you combined it with a bit modern metal. And I just love this album. There's nothing inherently wrong with it. I think that like a few of the middle songs are a bit iffy, but it just makes up for it with how clean it is. And now finally we have, of course, A View from the Top of the World, which I am going to put here. I think actually I'll put it right there. I think A View from the Top of the World is kind of like, I think, works well when it works well. I don't think that Invisible Monster or Answering the Call are that good of songs. I think that A View from the Top of the World is like good for the first half, but then it like kind of gets a bit too disillusioned by the about halfway point. But Sleeping Giant is downright top 2 songs, I'm pretty sure. I love Sleeping Giant. It is so good and so underrated. Some people don't like it, but I think Sleeping Giant is one of their best songs, right beneath Octavarium. I think Transcending Time is just like a good happy song. I think The Alien is just clean as shit, which is why it won a Grammy. And Awaken the Master is an absolute jam. I cannot get over that intro and the part where they go into the hard guitars about near the 6-minute mark. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it cemented its place in true lastly. We have Awesome Guy, and actually what we're gonna do here, and we're gonna name this one Awesome Man. Now Awesome Man is actually their secret latest, and it's gonna go into Awesome Man tier. That will wrap up my Dream Theater album tier list. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. What the fuck do you want from me? And here's the epic final tier list. So there you go. There's my full ranking of every Dream Theater album. If you have some different opinions or you want to compliment me for being so based, then leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to read it and respond to it. Thank you and have a good day.